104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge. I'm Carley McCord along with Matt Moscona from After Further Review following a 44-22 victory of the LSU Tigers here in Tiger Stadium versus Eastern Michigan. Matt, a lot of people expected this game to be higher scoring on LSU's end and lower scoring on the Eagles side of the ball. What do you think was the overall issue?
Well, when you have your boss catcalling you from behind you, that's not a good thing ever. I think there were two pretty big issues. The defense is yet to play a four-quarter game, and although they did pitch a shutout in the fourth quarter, they allowed it to be a one-score game heading into the fourth quarter. That's one big issue. The other is the passing game, just 80 yards passing tonight. Now, it's masked when you have 44 points. There was a defensive score, which is really nice, and Leonard Fournette goes over 200 yards again. So LSU is able to mask some of those deficiencies, but the fact of the matter is Brandon Harris completing 4 passes just not enough, and some of it's on Brandon for inaccuracy. Receivers had a lot of drops tonight. Just a really disjointed performance.
Speaking of Brandon Harris and I guess the lack of chemistry tonight with his receivers and all the drops that you mentioned, how do you think they're going to address that issue going in against preparation for next weekend against South Carolina?
God, when it's drops, Carly, I don't know how you prepare other than just keep trying to catch passes, right? I mean, what really can you do? Go run routes, repetition, have receivers look balls in. I mean, if there's some type of punishment within the program, if Coach Tony Ball has some type of punishment for drops, I'd imagine that punishment will be doled out this week. But it wasn't just one guy. It's amazing. Like, you look at a final score and you see LSU scores 44 points against Eastern Michigan, and not one player on the team had more than one reception. I mean, it's just the way LSU's winning is mind-boggling, but they're doing it. It's very unconventional, but for the Les Miles era, that's par for the course.
And one of the ways they're winning is number 7, Leonard Fournette, Heisman hopeful. And tonight he again averaged 9 yards per carry. That's huge. He's also holding an SEC record of the most rushing yards in 4 straight games now. That's unbelievable as people hold the SEC to a higher tier usually. Do you think that he secured his Heisman, hopefulness tonight even more?
He certainly didn't hurt it. In a night where the offense, we mentioned, looked really disjointed, the biggest play was the first play of the second half where Leonard went 75 yards on a sweep around left end, and that really, even defenders after the game were telling us that energized them coming out of the locker room. So, yeah, look, there's no doubt Leonard's a special back. A third time this season, he's had 3 rushing touchdowns in a game. He goes over 200 yards for the 3rd consecutive game. That's never been done before in the history of the SEC. So yeah, Leonard is still the Heisman frontrunner and will continue to be. And maybe the most obvious and evident part of that is if you took Leonard Fournette off the field tonight, how much closer is this ball game?
Absolutely. Pre-game, you were a little irritated that Mike the Tiger did not get out of his
Tiger.
did not get out of his
tonight. I blame the Tiger.
So, what are you more irritated with now? The fact that we got to see Eastern Michigan put 22 points on the board, or that Mike the Tiger did not show up for the game? Are you still more? What are you more irritated with now?
It's not even the fact that Eastern Michigan put 22 on the board, but that team came in averaging 34 points. I mean, that was an efficient offense, a competent offense. We talked all week about how bad they were defensively against the run, and clearly Leonard had a great night. But that offense, I think you expected to move the ball. The fact that they were able to put up 22 points, and maybe the fact that they were able to make it a one-score game in the fourth quarter, that was the annoying thing, because you would have liked to have seen Leonard not be taking carries with 5 minutes to go in the ball game against Eastern Michigan. But what I'm more annoyed with, of course, is the freaking Tiger. Get out here. Get in your cage, Mike. If not, go back to Indiana and resume your role as Roscoe. I'm done with this Tiger.
Hoping to see the Tiger in one of the future home games here in Tiger Stadium. As you can see, they're turning the lights down after a huge victory. After a huge victory here in Tiger Stadium. Once again, I'm Carley McCord. He was Matt Moscona. He's gone now. For 104.5, 104.9
Get out of here, Roscoe.
ESPN Baton Rouge.